This morning it is 7:31, and a beautiful morning out there. Just funny how that fog just kind of came late.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, we didn't have any forever, and then about last half hour, here comes a little fog.
Well, that's what it did yesterday, too. If you
Yeah.
remember. But then it burned right off.
That pesky fog.
Yes.
But otherwise, got a beautiful day today is on the way, and we've got news again brought to you by your friends at Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates. And from the News Center, once again, here's Bill Shope.
Thanks, Stephen. Good morning, everyone. The director of the Scioto County Economic Development Office, Robert Horton, has officially been placed on paid administrative leave by the Scioto County Commissioners pending the outcome of an investigation that's being carried out by the State of Ohio Auditor's Office. As we were the first to report last week, a warrant was issued by the state auditor for documents in the possession of our county's Economic Development Department. Horton's leave was administered following an executive session by County Commissioners Kathy Coleman and Scotty Powell, with fellow Commissioner Brian Davis unable to attend. It is important to note that no one has been charged with a crime or violation to this point in the matter. Today's Commissioners' meeting has also been canceled. The latest superload is going to make its way through the Scioto Valley today. ODOT Press Secretary Matt Bruning says this one will be smaller and quicker than the last four.
This load, a tank for the Intel plant in Licking County, is about 400,000 pounds and 200 feet long. It will leave the dock site east of Manchester in Adams County after the last Manchester local school bus passes the site, probably about 8:15 to 8:30 a.m. Well, since these loads are smaller than the previous largest loads, we expect them to move a little quicker and clear the area in less time. That's why we're able to move them over 3 days as opposed to the 7 to 10 day moves with the past four. There will still be traffic impacts, but we don't expect them to be as severe as we saw over the last 3 months at 400,000 pounds. This is about half the weight of those largest loads. It's also shorter and not as tall, meaning they will be able to travel a little faster.
As always, complete route details are available at transportation.ohio.gov/superload. And warning, the following story does contain mature subject matter. 3 people are in jail in connection to a dog attack on a 6-year-old boy in the village of Savannah in Ohio, north of Ashland, where the sheriff's office there says there are disturbing details in the case. Annabelle Childers reports.
The Ashland County Sheriff's Office says deputies found the boy with serious injuries. They discovered the boy was attacked by a pit bull while his hands and feet were handcuffed. Monday, detectives took the dog and arrested 3 people: the boy's biological mom, her boyfriend, and the owner of the pit bull. The Ashland County Sheriff's Office is continuing to investigate. The case will ultimately be handled by the Ashland County Prosecutor's Office.
For Mix 99.3 News, I'm Bill Shope.
Got an interesting text from my buddy Mike Parlin out there, who said that he'd read a couple of weeks ago that the plan with Joey Votto was that they were going to try to call him up for this series against the Reds, and it was going to be during this series that Joey was going to announce his retirement while playing, but he got hurt and he was unable to be called up, so he just went ahead and did it last night anyway.
Well, I still think it was a good time to be doing it.
Well, I do too. And, you look at his stats, and, you and I and Chuck kind of agree that his 17 years with the Cincinnati Reds probably are going to put him in the Hall of Fame. But I'm looking at that, but I'm also looking at Al Oliver's stats as well.
Well, that's what you and I were talking about this morning.
Yeah. And Al's stats, aside from home runs, where Joey's got him beat there, I mean, come on, Al had 2,743 hits.
Yep. And what was Al's lifetime batting average?
303.
That's higher than Votto's,
yeah. And as far as home runs, he ended up with 219. But RBIs, get this, he had 1,326. This is Al I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And, 84 stolen bases. On-base percentage of 344. Can't beat that.
No.
They have slugging percentage of 451.
And it's sad to say that I think that Votto has a much better chance of getting in the Hall of Fame at this moment than what Al does.
Yeah, and Al played one more season. Al played 18 seasons, and Joey did 17. But Nonetheless, it kind of monopolized, took all the air out of the room last night during the game when it was announced that during the game that Joey had retired.
Well, and, he was a very popular Reds player. Like you said, he was a stud for the Reds for years. And the Reds have a history of just outstanding first basemen. Sean Casey, Votto, Tony Perez, Lee May, Klaczewski. Man, just a great history.
It's amazing, though, the metamorphosis of Joey. When he first came up, he was considered aloof and really not a people person. But over the years, he turned into quite a character and showed a really great sense of humor later on in his career as well, too.
Well, that description transcended to eccentric as he, put up some great numbers.
Yes, indeed. But he will, and I'm glad to see. I know he went to Toronto. That's his home country, and of course he's from the Toronto area. But
he's a Red.
He's a Red through and through, and will always be a Red for his entire career. I don't think he made it to the big club at all during the season. So his entire major league career was with the Cincinnati Reds.
Yep,
okay.
And anytime he was on the field, it was a Reds uniform.
Yeah. All right, buddy, appreciate you. And that is Bill Show, brought to you by Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates, and we'll check in with ONN next. For over 30 years, Dr. Inashita and his staff at Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates have been changing lives with the most comprehensive treatment and cure for cancer in the area. During this time in Portsmouth, Dr. Inashita has created a name of patient excellence in the highest degree and will continue that fight with each and every patient towards the cure. Dr. I, as he's known by his thousands of friends, is proud to announce the addition of Dr. Hassan Jaffrey to the staff of Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates. Dr. Jaffrey's medical expertise is with all cancers as well as treatment of blood disorders, bone marrow, and the immune system. Together, Dr. Inashita and Dr. Jaffrey create a very special team that's there when it comes to fighting back to regain your good health. Feel free to stop in and welcome Dr. Jaffrey to the staff at 916 11th Street or call 353-4884. It's Portsmouth Cancer Care and Associates of Portsmouth, always there with the care, the compassion, and the roadmap to your recovery. I've made an executive decision here. I'm going to nuke ONN this time around because we have got so much to get into as far as sports, and we've already talked about Joey Votto.
Yeah, an audible at the line. I really thought, especially after watching the first 4 innings of that ball game last night, seeing the Reds fall behind 6-0, that today the whole focus would be the start of high school football and Valley and Portsmouth playing tonight, Ironton and Wheelersburg tomorrow, and those are ginormous stories still. But I did not foresee the Reds coming from behind to get that win last night, nor did I realize that Joey Votto would decide yesterday of all days to retire. But it has led to a lot of great conversations this morning.
It certainly has. Yeah, and I want to thank Mike Parlin for giving me his 2 cents worth as far as maybe had Joey been healthy, he could have played and then announced his retirement during the series. But yeah, that was part of it. But the big surprise last night when I turned off the radio after the 3rd inning was down 6-0. I was going to find something else to do.
Oh, yeah. And, the Reds have taken some pretty tough losses as of late. That loss last weekend on Saturday to Kansas City. Yeah, that was just miserable. And 13-1 was the final of that one. And then the night before, the Blue Jays trounced the Reds, and I thought it was going that way last night. And then lo and behold, the bats came to life. The rally actually started in the 4th inning when the Reds scored 2 runs, but then that 45-minute 5th inning saw the Reds put up 5 runs and rally to take an 11-7 win.
Went from Dateline to back to the Reds like that.
And I did see something last night that I can't say that I've ever actually witnessed or noticed in a game, and I was wondering if this is a new rule, but Ellie De La Cruz was on first base, and the Blue Jays pitcher tried to pick him off 3 times, failed, and after you fail on your 3rd throw, the runner automatically goes to second.
You only get 3 shots.
Yeah. Has that been in place for a good while?
Last couple years.
Years, but I actually saw it happen. And
it did.
Then lo and behold, Ellie De La Cruz got his 60th steal moments later when he took 3rd and then wound up getting home.
And I actually think he was lucky. I thought they got him.
The replay showed that he was clearly safe, but watching it in live time with the sweet tag by the catcher, I thought, oh, man, he's out. But then when they showed it from more of the first baseline angle, it wasn't even close.
Yeah. So Ellie's setting records every night now that he plays. And,
sure is.
The Reds last night had a good one. All right, here's more on that with Chuck.
11-7, the Reds rallied from 6 down to get the win. De La Cruz went 3 for 4 at the plate. He had that 60th steal of the season. He is now one of just 5 players since 1901 to have at least 20 home runs and 60 stolen bases in a single season. 3 of those 5 players are Reds. Joe Morgan did it in 73 and 76, and Eric the Red Davis did it in 1986. Besides De La Cruz going yard last night, since he also received home runs from Jonathan India, Noel B. Marte, and Spencer Steer, Emilio Pagan was credited as the winning pitcher. The Reds now return to the States to begin a 4-game series in Pittsburgh this evening. Coverage tonight on Fox Sports with AM 1260 and 95.7 FM will begin at 6:10, leading up to the 6:40 first pitch. The Cleveland Guardians fell to the New York Yankees 8-1 last night. Those two will meet this afternoon at 1:05 in the Bronx for the rubber match of this 3-game series. The 2024 Ohio high school football season kicks off tonight in Lucasville, where the Valley Indians will host the Portsmouth Trojans. Valley coach Nolan Crabtree has over 50 players on his roster. He says that there has maybe just been one other time in the last 15 years that Valley has had this many kids out for the football team.
We have great numbers. We really worked hard at doing that, and we've got the kids out. They've been excited. They've been here showing up since late May, early June, going at it in the weight room and doing all the things that they need to do, and we've made it through pretty healthy, so we are ready to get the season rolling.
Portsmouth coach Bruce Cobb and his Trojans are equally as excited to get the season underway.
What a great time of year this is, and what an awesome experience it is to be kicking off on a Thursday night before everyone else gets at it tomorrow night on Friday. Been a fun, exciting year so far. We've been getting after it since last December and January in the weight room. And everything we've done from that point up tonight, we see come to fruition out there against the Valley Indians. We feel we've had a pretty good off season in the weight room, good preseason in the summer, and really, really excited to see what happens as we go to battle tonight.
You can hear this evening's game live on Mix 99.3, and you can hear it as well as see it on WNXTradio.com, as it will be the Appalachian Marketing Media video stream game of the week. Coverage starts at 6:30, leading up to the 7 o'clock kickoff. Looking ahead to tomorrow, 2 perennial powers will clash as the Wheelersburg Pirates will entertain the Ironton Fighting Tigers. That game will air live right here on Mix 99.3. Also tomorrow on Classic Rock 107.5 The Breeze, you'll be able to hear the East High Tartans entertain Southeastern Ross. Coverage at both of those game sites starts at 6:30. The Notre Dame Titans kick off their season Saturday afternoon at Spartan Municipal Stadium, hosting Fairfield Christian. That'll be a 3:30 kickoff. You can hear that game on WNXT2 with the pregame starting at 3 o'clock. You can listen to WNXT2 as well as all of the Total Media Group's Portsmouth area stations online at WNXTradio.com. The Saturday morning sports line will begin its 46th season this weekend, as we will be talking with Scioto County's high school football coaches live at Buffalo Wild Wings. Tune in and listen to those conversations on AM 1260 and 95.7 FM beginning at 9 o'clock. And tonight in the NFL, the Cincinnati Bengals play their final preseason game, hosting the Indianapolis Colts. That'll be an 8 o'clock kickoff on Prime Video. I don't foresee hardly any of the starters, especially Joe Burrow, playing any, if at all, tonight, but it would be nice if the Bengals could get at least one preseason win before the regular season kicks off in a couple weeks. Your Portsmouth Insurance Sports Time is 7:44. Portsmouth Insurance is a TAH benefits partner. Call the Dews, Gary Duzan, for all of your employee benefit needs. And that is a look at sports.
Right. Hoo-day. All right, thank you, Chuck. And this update brought to you by Collier Companies. Don't forget they've also got construction. Specializing in federal and general contracting, Collier Leasing offers equipment rental, too. And we got traffic weather together on the way.
Collier Medical in Wheelersburg offers occupational medicine with nurse practitioner Jamie Reynolds. Collier Company has closed its primary care to focus on the occupational needs of businesses in the tri-state, offering drug screens, pre-employment and DOT physicals, as well as medical surveillance, respirator fit, and audiometric testing. Whether you're an employee or an employer needing occupational medical services, go with the convenience of Collier Medical, 1661 State Route 522 Wheelersburg. Scheduling an appointment is recommended, but walk-ins are welcome. Call 740-574-8728 and be on the lookout for Call Your Home Medical coming soon.
And your traffic, a service of your friends at the Scioto River, 1024 Gallia Street, where the river will be there with legendary steaks, chicken ribs, and more. Homemade brew right there when those doors open at 11 o'clock. So celebrate your Thursday on into the weekend at the river. Well, they're going to extend the closure of Gallia Pike at the 1.7-mile marker, and that's going to be between Ironton Road and Haverhill Road, at least today, but it could be longer. They've got to get that water pipe fixed. Got the super load heading this way this morning from Manchester. About 8:15 it'll hit the road. So it's going to be a faster moving super load that should make it through here pretty quick, but it's going to head towards Chillicothe. Don't forget northbound lane, Rhodes Avenue and Clayport, New Boston is going to be down to one lane as they get all that fixed there, and the Shelley Company is out doing their thing especially on Ohio River Road and areas out that direction. So if you see something we need to know about, give us a call at 354-1993. Traffic service of your friends at the Scioto River opens 7 days a week.
The weather service of Monroe Frame Collision and now Wheel Alignment. Monroe's is your full-service body and maintenance company with 30 years of service in 4 locations: Portsmouth, Ashland, Jackson, and Chillicothe. Family-owned and car owner-friendly. Call 353-7279 for Monroe's Frame Collision and now Wheel Alignment.
First alert forecast from WSAZ. Mostly clear skies to start. Plenty of sunshine throughout the day. Temperatures start off in those upper 40s, cool enough, but get to the low 80s this afternoon. Another moonlit night tonight, lows down into the lower and mid 50s. Sunshine continues on Friday, staying dry, but now it gets hotter. Highs in the upper 80s.
I'm WSAZ News Channel 3 meteorologist Brandon Butcher on the Ohio Valley's hit music channel, Mix 99.3.
And downtown looking good right now. We've got sunshine 53 as we get up and go.
Steve Hayes, Mix 99.3.
Morning, everybody. 14.